Welcome to Manifest Beyond Limits, the podcast that helps you break free from fear and self-doubt so you can create a life filled with abundance, joy, and fulfillment. I'm your host, DaNajah, manifestation coach, speaker, and believer in limitless possibility. Each week, we'll dive into the mindset shifts, energetic principles, and manifestation tools that help you step into your power and design a reality that truly lights you up. Because here, we believe there are no limits, and anything is possible. You ready? Let's manifest beyond limits. Welcome back to the Manifest Beyond Limits podcast. So today, I want to share something a little different with you today. And this is a bonus episode that's more behind the scenes, more personal, and just more of an invitation. So this April, I'm hosting my first in-person retreat in Costa Rica called Rebirth Beyond Limits. And I just want to take some time today to talk about why this retreat exists, how it all came to be, and really who it's for. And not necessarily as a pitch, but as an invitation. And so, throughout the months that I've lived in Costa Rica, something within me has really shifted as I've been able to experience the Pura Vida lifestyle. And I've slowed down in ways that I didn't know that I needed. I've gotten so much clarity and peace and just a different experience of life. And I really had the time to stop trying to become someone else and able to start remembering who I already am. And I realized how rare it is for people to give themselves a space to actually do that. And so this retreat is not a vacation where you're just laying out on the beach all day. And it's also not a retreat where you're working on yourself nonstop. I like to think of it as transformation times fun. And it's really a space where you can come home to yourself, but in a gentle and safe and fun way. And that's really the purpose of Rebirth Beyond Limits. So this retreat is about identity rebirth. It's about releasing who you've been, reconnecting to who you truly are, and stepping into the version of yourself that already knows their worth and their power. And so this retreat is being held in Playa, Hermosa, which is this quiet, safe, beautiful beach town. It's not a big party town that's going to be very chaotic or overstimulating. It's a place that naturally invites you to actually slow down. And so we're going to be staying in a luxury villa, and that's going to be oceanfront, spacious rooms with a pool, ocean views, and everything on this retreat is designed to support you with nervous system regulation, grounding, identity release. And the beach is super calm and swimmable. The water is gentle. Of course, you have to be careful, anywhere swimming in Costa Rica, as there are chances of riptides, but overall, it's a fairly safe beach to swim in. It's only about 35 minutes from the Liberia airport, so that means that there's not a lot of, travel stress and just more ease when guests are arriving on day one. And this retreat also follows a very intentional pathway, release, rise, and return. So on day one, we're focusing on grounding and arriving. So we're going to have an opening ceremony, a heart opening meditation, times to rest, and then a joyful and beautiful Costa Rican cooking class on that evening. Day two is really the heart of the retreat and the heart of the rebirth. So we're going to have yoga and breath work. We're going to have an identity rebirth workshop that's focused on your self-concept and your worthiness. And then we're going to move into a waterfall experience where we're going to immerse ourselves into nature and have a rebirth experience and ritual. And then that evening, we're going to have a private chef themed dinner, and also followed by something called ecstatic dance, where you're able to just allow your body to move to the music and release any of the emotions and feelings and things that have come up and that you've been working through. And then day three is all about expansion and joy. So we're going to have a sound bath meditation, some time to explore the town, the beach, the pool. We're going to have a group lunch out in the town, and then we're going to have an afternoon and evening with a sunset catamaran experience. And just this day is really about just allowing life to feel full and expansive and abundant, and just really to being able to take in that and soak in that experience. And then the last day, the morning for day four, is really about integration, completion, and just carrying everything with you forward. So we're going to have a closing ritual before everyone heads out for their travel destinations, focus on embodying your future self and not necessarily leaving this experience in the retreat behind, but bringing it with you. And so everything during this retreat is optional. You're never asked to do anything that you're uncomfortable with or to push yourself beyond what you feel comfortable with or share something that you don't feel comfortable sharing. This retreat is also not for anyone who is looking just to party or drink the whole time. It's not supposed to be used just for an escape or a distraction. It's for people who are really ready to slow down, to release what no longer fits, and to remember who they are beneath all of the roles, the expectations, the pressure, and the noise of the outside world. So this retreat is happening April 21st to the 24th, and it's intentionally intimate with only 12 to 18 people total. So I do have pricing and payment plans that are available and listed on my website. All the details are there. And more than anything else, I really want to say that this retreat is not for everyone, and that's very intentional. So if you're listening to this and something in your body shifts, if you feel a quiet pull, if the idea of slowing down, being held and coming home to yourself feels like relief, then as they say, if you know, you know. And if that's for you, then the information is in the show notes. So I'm not here to convince you, just here to open the door and to extend an invitation. And I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of Manifest Beyond Limits. I hope you're leaving feeling inspired, empowered, and ready to take aligned action toward your next level. If this episode spoke to your heart, it would mean the world if you shared it with someone who needs to hear it, or left a quick review to help more beautiful souls find this space. And if you'd like to stay connected, you can find me on Instagram at Manifest Beyond Limits, or visit manifestbeyondlimits.com to dive deeper into my world. And remember, you are powerful, you are supported, and there are no limits to what you can create. With that being said, go out there and manifest a life that's truly beyond limits.